And we're back in the Agony booth.
That's great. I can talk to you two and not have to smell it.
I am
my
very...
neck feels better now rather than having to look up at this lumbering giant.
Yeah, you're a lot taller than I anticipated.
Jason, hungry.
Yeah.
Jason want cookie.
No, Jason, get that out of your mouth. That person's paid to be here.
Not Teddy. Well, you guys got to hang out with Teddy. That was an experience.
Teddy must die.
Oh, hanging out with Teddy. Yeah, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
He is
I love
everything you would expect. He is absolutely
if
a
you
celebrity.
Expected him to be Satan, yes, that is exactly what you expected. That's exactly what you did.
Yeah. So Cosmic Bomb.
I got bit 4 times. I
got bit on my Setapon a couple of times. That dog
can jump. Yeah, he can jump. He's a jumper.
He's going for my exhaust port.
So let me tell you, it was an amazing event. It was Trek Long Island. We got together. We met each other in person. We hung out in person.
Regrettably so.
We got both of you guys in New York City, adjacent in Trek Long Island. So it was really cool. We are going to be talking about one of the episodes of Star Trek Picard, not season 3, obviously. We're talking season 2 Monsters for this Agony Booth episode.
Sorry, I just put it in my mouth a little bit.
It is what the wheel hath given us in this week's episode for the Agony Booth. That's what Sunday spun when we had our live Agony Booth with Ursuline Bryant, who was amazing. She was so nice. Really cool person. She really had a blast, I think, with us. She was laughing and having a good time. So
if she didn't, she can fake it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. If she hated us, she really was good at fake. So she's an actor.
I appreciate it if she hated us because she didn't let it on. She's like, I'm having such a good time. Door closes. She's like, oh my God, what the
heck? I'm glad that's over. So we want to say hello to some folks out in the chat world. We've got the mysterious Gaines. Oh my God, the worst series of Star Trek. Lol. D-Man. Have fun, guys.
D-Man.
Our friend, My Figure Universe. Season 2 of Picard and How I Wanted to Love You. Yeah. Started out with a bang, fizzled out midway.
Lizelle.
I say earlier than midway, but whatever.
Liz got some really amazing photos of us.
Liz was awesome.
Super lovely. It was awesome to meet you, Liz.
Yeah, very cool. We'll get into those photos later. It's going to be a lot of fun there, too. Glad to see you all back in your individual rectangles. Yes.
I feel a lot safer, to be honest with you.
You don't ever want to be in hand's reach of Joe Dove. Hey, man, what's going on?
I have a tendency to hit. Sorry.
And then Liz says, what's up? What's going on, Liz? And then hello, and thank you again for the birthday shout out on Monday. Yes, we were all together.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All right, I guess it's time for the synopsis. Let's hop into the episode.
Here we go. We're getting into the show.
Oh, yes. Monsters from Star Trek Picard's 2nd season. Tallinn enters Picard's subconscious mind to help him wake from a coma and face his deepest fears. Seven and Raffi search for Jurati's, fearing she's succumbed to her inner monster. Rios struggles to hide the truth about himself from Teresa, and he does it in the worst way possible. All he had to do was just not say anything. That's it. Not say anything. It's like, oh, hello, Rios. I'm from the future. I'm sorry, what did you say? Nothing. I fly a spaceship.
You're digging a hole. You got to shovel your way out. This episode. Let's hop right into WTF that we just watched. Yes.
No, like that modesty is very important. All right.
Yeah.
Just say they're hanging about as low as my expectations were at this point.
Oh wow.
Gravity's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Well, this is one of the that's one of the clips that Ursula got a kick out of, I might add, because she looked back because she could see the monitor on your screen clearly is better than the projection, and she just got a giggle out of that. So
no, of course, because she was basking in the talent that is me.
Yeah.
I need to. Yeah. I don't want to, I know she was fanboying over me. So I didn't want to bring that up. live. It didn't seem appropriate at the time. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Well, all right. WTF did we just watch? We'll start with you, VHS Jace. It's
Okay.
much about you, eh?
You know, we had the most amazing weekend over in Trek, Long Island, and I had the highest of highs experience, including Monday spending in New York. And there's nothing better in life than equalization, and this episode equalized my experience from the weekend to having to watch the single worst episode of Picard, period. I think. And there's many reasons why, and we'll go into that, but this thing is offensive on many levels. Not only is it offensive because some of the subject matter and how they treat it, but just from a writing aspect and the garbage that they delivered to us. And it was really a reminder, this episode for me. This represented all the worst things for that entire season 2 of Picard. It jammed into this piece of crap of an episode. It is an absolutely unmitigated disaster, and it's a miracle. A goddamn miracle we got season 3 based on the dirt that was delivered in this episode. I've been trying to be subtle about it. Just saying.
All right, Jason Roy Gaston.
I will not be subtle. This episode was pure unadulterated, festering, maggot-infested garbage that I actually think, upon knowing what's coming up later in the season, gets worse on retrospect whenever you watch it. I was watching somebody else talk about this episode earlier. It was actually today. It was just, I was letting YouTube run in the background, and somebody said, well, this was actually one of the best episodes of the second season. And I threw something at the TV. I was so angry. How dare you? How dare you? No, this is bad. And it's bad because we have, to me, I think that we have a story that is an ultimate betrayal of almost the autobiographical nature of what this season was supposed to be, to the point that I'm actually shocked Patrick Stewart signed off on it and said, yeah, I'll do this. And secondly, we have characters behaving, acting, and making the stupidest decisions possible. One of which I will get into later, but I was just shocked at the bad decisions. Just behind the screen, in front of the screen, everywhere on the screen. This was a season that had so many opportunities and missed every single one of them. I wouldn't call it the worst season of Star Trek ever, because the first season of TNG exists, but this one is definitely up there.
Well, you know, this was one of the ones where I remembered watching it the first time and going, oh my God, it's the guy from Battlestar Galactica. And, you know, at first the angle was funny, and I thought it was Alexander Siddig. So I thought it was like a Section 31 type of thing. I was like, oh, wow, we're going to get really somewhere, and it's going to go like another direction. And then it wasn't. It did go in another direction, but not in the way I wanted. And I remembered the whole thing about Picard being in a coma, and I was like, wait a tick, isn't he a robot? He was a robot, right?
He's a synth. It's different. He's basically a person who got factory reset.
Yeah.
Still.
Oh my God! Even I paid attention to that part.
But Joe, what are you expecting out of the shit that they're delivering is? You expect logic.
Yes.
There's no logic here.
He's a robot. Gone. He should just push a reset button, and we got the cards back to go. You know what I mean? Like,
where would his reset button be at anyway?
Probably somewhere that was blurred out where Jason had it. Jez 16, it was great to see you too over the weekend at Trek Long Island. Yeah, I know.
If you're going to reference the comment, Joe, maybe show the comment.
Yes, sorry. I meant to, but I had to move my leg. I had this terrible itch. I apologize. Yes, awesome to see you too. There you go. Yeah, sorry about that. My leg was bothering me. Yeah, it was just painful to watch, because then it got boring. And then you've got Jurati running around, and you're like, what is going on here? And then the key moment that 7 of 9 figured out exactly what was going on is she picked up a glass bottle and she's walking with it, and you're like, what? And she throws it on the ground, and then she goes, you see, chaos. And then Raffi is like, what? WTF? Like, why'd you do that? Like, there's no point. And she goes, no, see the moment where she's hitting the glass? It's adrenaline. She's like, I was like, Oh, that's new. So adrenaline makes the Borg nanites like jump up and down. Oh boy. I feel like they were just phoning
this whole episode.
they're just phoning this one in at this point. But it was wild because the executive producer was Terry Matalas. So I feel like when he took over for season 3, he was like, "Remember all that bad shit in season 2?"
Him with this.
Huh?
Yeah, besmirch his name by mentioning
Well, he's an executive
this
producer.
episode in the same sentence.
He was the executive producer.
There was a lot of meddling from Paramount on this one because they actually told them they don't want this to be too Star Trek-y.
Which was dumb.
Okay, great. Yeah. Hey, you know what we like? We like NYPD Blue, but we don't want it to be about cops.
Yeah.
Can we make it a musical instead?
Oh God. Only thing that would make this episode worse.
Look, guys, if you're going to have a go at Cop Rock, we're going to have another issue.
Yeah, this was just all around boring and rough to deal with. Yeah. But there are redeeming features, and we will get into that later. But for now, let's move forward. That hits better here.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing like losing bodily function when you're knocked out. It's a universal thing.
I lose bodily function when I'm conscious. So, I mean,
man.
Your cat's doing the show, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Jason Roy Gaston, WTF, did we just...
Oh, my goodness.
Why would they do that?
I have notes. I have notes. Okay. So, number one, I know it happened in the previous episode, but they showed it in the previously on segment. I think it's hilarious that Tesla paid Paramount money to have product placement in Star Trek, and Paramount used that product to run down an old man. I think that's amazing. This episode is what I call a just because episode. Things happen just because. Why was Picard trapped in his own mind? Just because. Why? How did Seven know what was happening with Jurati? Just because. Why is Rios being a moron? Just because. So yeah, the whole mystery with Tallinn in this episode is who is she? What is she? And while we're trying to figure that out, she puts on an earpiece that's pointed, and we're just sitting there like, oh, it's that, is it? She's a Romulan, by the way.
Yeah.
Orla Brady was such a fantastic addition to Star Trek Picard. And we always said we wanted to see more of her. And so they gave us more of her. And in this season, she plays just a bad character. She doesn't play Lara. She plays Tallinn, and Tallinn's boring and dumb, and we don't like her. And I just think that sucks that we have more Orla Brady this season, but I just can't get excited because they have her playing a bad character.
No, was she Tal Shiar?
She was ex Tal Shiar. Laris was, but Tallinn was Tallinn was one of the people who was Gary Seven's group. They were protecting the timeline.
Gotcha.
So Rios is fighting to, keep his identity secret from his little girlfriend and his little girlfriend's little boy, and he can't keep his mouth shut. And so he decides the best thing to do is to bring them to the ship. That's awesome. Although it does give us the best line about I'm going to touch everything.
Yeah.
I did like that. The kid's cute. He's the redeeming feature. I won't even be here for that segment.
You gonna leave, Mitchell?
I'm just gonna leave because I said everything that's redeemful about this episode. So if I had to say anything about this episode and this entire season, it's missed opportunity. Don't you dare!
I don't think it's available on this one.
Good, missed opportunity.
For the record, I didn't touch it.
You deserved it, dude. Come on. Can't bait me with this
son
stuff.
of a Q. How dare you?
That was awesome, Jace.
I gotta hand it to you.
No, I can't.
The big word of this is the two words that I will never say again. Because so much about this episode almost hits, but it doesn't hit the bullseye. It just kind of goes. and just hits the floor. For example, the idea of a Borg queen being loosed in 21st century Los Angeles. That's an amazing idea. Why was the entire series not about that? Forget Renee, forget Tallinn. Oh my God, there's a Borg queen loose in 21st century Los Angeles. It's right there. It's gift wrapped. Why did they not go that direction? I mean, heck, even forget Q. Q stuff went nowhere.
Yeah.
This episode, you know what this season needed? More friggin' John Delancey.
Yeah.
That's what I signed up for this season for, and he was in like what 3 episodes, and it was like, oh no. That's pretty much how the whole season went.
Oh no.
Okay. Absolutely no hate to. I'm going to try to pronounce her name, and I apologize if I butcher this. Ito Agahiri, young Guinan.
Oh.
I didn't buy her as Guinan.
Nope.
Timu Guinan.
Timu Guinan. Timu dated Timu Guinan.
I wouldn't even call her Timu Guinan. And again, this is no knock against the actress. I think she was put into an impossible situation. But this is like Etsy Guinan.
We have Guinan at home.
Yeah, we have Guinan at home. Well, I'd rather have Guinan at home than this. Honestly, what they should have done one of 2 things. They should have either dubbed Whoopi Goldberg's voice over this new actress, or they should have just put Whoopi Goldberg in the part and just said, "Hey, I look old now." Who cares?
Or they could have digitally de-aged
Yes, I look this way just to you because this is the way you see me. But honestly, I'm young. Yeah. Let's see, and then finally, do you believe I don't even remember how this cliffhanger played out? Because whenever they came in and arrested them at the end, I honestly thought, whoa, I don't remember this. So it tells you how well that went, because I still don't remember any of it. I don't remember them being arrested. So, I mean, that's how little impact the season had on me.
Liz, that was killer.
I'm going to go into my thoughts about how I think this episode was a complete betrayal of so many things that was going on, both storyline and behind the scenes. But I'm going to sit on that until fire at will, because I have very violent thoughts.
All right. VHS Jace before Jason Roy Gaston starts beating up his computer.
This episode is inconsequential on so many factors. In fact, I would say the whole storyline around his mum and the abuse that underlines that. Jason, you mentioned, how did Patrick sign up for it? He would have developed this script. He would have okayed these scenes. I blame Patrick Stewart a lot for this. It is absolutely polluted, and it's performed horribly by that kid, that little Lord Fauntleroy kid. It just fell flat. As for the whole Tallinn thing, they couldn't just write her as Laris. They couldn't have just done something there. That seemed inconsequential and stupid. You know what else seemed stupid? The quippy back and forward between 7 of 9 and Michelle Hurd. Like,
Raffi.
Quippy dialogue that was bad. And it's not their fault, because we know they both rock and are excellent actresses. Season 3 proves that time and again. And they proved it in performances before. But it turns into this buddy cop thing.
Yes.
Which is cringy. And then we have a 70s, 80s schlock concept of having the ball queen through the city. I agree with you, Jason. Done right, it'd be really cool. But here it's not. No, we don't get that here. We get this awful scene and played horribly. As for Timu Guinan, not only is her line delivery bad, but her facial expressions, the way she approaches it, it is bad Halloween parody. And I'm sorry, I'm sure that actress, if you're on a television show, you have skills. There's no question of that. You're a better actor than any of us sitting here. All right? So it's not about that. But that performance is an embarrassment beyond belief. And it continues. In fact, this season, I don't think ever had any real structure to it, because if you think about how this season finishes, the whole season's inconsequential. What really happens? What do we care about in this show?
We put a Borg at the Nexus point.
Yay.
Whatever it was that was supposed to come through that we never found out about, that was an unanswered.
I can't remember. I don't want to remember.
We got rid of Jurati and Rios.
Yeah.
Let me get started in the telenovelli love romance of Rios. Like, that plays out like bad 80s kind of ABC 7:30 at night manimal drama.
Manimal.
You know, it's terrible. It's just shocking. There was no there is one redeeming feature in this episode, which I'll get to when we get to the redeeming features. But honestly, guys, I haven't been this offended at a Star Trek episode except for Jason's favorite.
My favorite, Code of Honor.
That's the last time I've been
young Jason.
I threw Jason on the bus. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. You would easy. I keep picking on Joe all the time.
I'm sorry. If you genuinely love that episode today, I can guess what color your hat is.
Oh man.
Yes,
of
course. No, it's just the worst. I think, in fact, I would say Discovery, and I've had my issues with Discovery, never turned out a whole episode this bad.
Mm.
Wow. I think the way the kids say it, and you know what? I'm on summer break. I can say this. This episode shits its own ass.
Oh, yes. I love that. Touche.
Well, I mean, the pacing was slow. The story was awkward, and we did get a really cool cameo that I always wanted to see play in Star Trek, just not as a figment of Picard's imagination as his dad. So there was a whole thing about the underground part of the Chateau Picard that threw me off, that I was like, are we present Chateau Picard? How far back are we going? Is this in his head? And then I was like, oh yeah, he's in a coma, because I started to just doze off. I was like, what? Wait, what's going on? And I had to rewind it, and it goes, oh, okay, there we go. That's right. He's in a coma, even though he's a robot. And he's remembering himself as a child, and then they open the door and they find Picard. And I was like, okay, so what was the result here? We're dealing with childhood trauma, and the childhood trauma is himself. So yeah, this was.
Why do we even need the storyline about his dad and his mum?
Yeah.
What does it actually do for the character of Jean-Luc Picard?
Nothing.
We achieved nothing from this show.
Yeah. I mean, did he bottle up this stuff so much that when he got his synth body, it popped up when he went through a reboot? Is that what's?
I'd be asking for a refund.
I'm just gonna repeat this 2 words. This is a just because episode. It happened just because. Hey, we got a story that can last 3 episodes, but we need to drag it out into 10. What should we do? Oh, Picard gets stuck in his own brain just because. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of filler here, and it was weird. But I did like evil Brent Spiner running down Picard. That was kind of cool. And the Tesla
cameo.
That wasn't even in this episode. It was in the previous
that was
episode. On the previously on segment.
That's right. They were bringing that was a recap. The recap was better than the episode.
They just used my car to run down an elderly fellow.
Yeah. I think that's how Elon would like it. All right, so that's all I got. I mean, why would they do that? I think why would they do that is because they wanted to make Star Trek 4 an elongated episode, because we did get a nice cameo earlier on in the season with the guy who was playing the metal music.
His name is Kurt Thatcher, and he deserves our respect. That is his name.
Kurt Thatcher. So they got a cameo from Kurt Thatcher. No relation to Margaret, and that's a deep cut.
No relation to William.
No relation to William. And we basically got what they thought was going to be Next Generation's voyage home, and it didn't hit. Like, it just kind of missed it. So I saw where they were going with it, especially with those types.
For it to be that, and they had no joy, and they had no cleverness, and it was just bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say bad. I would just say, off.
Hey, do you remember in Star Trek 4 when Chekhov you remember when Star Trek 4 when Chekhov went into a coma and they had an entire thing where they had to go inside of his brain because he got stuck in his own mind? No, me neither.
Well, they can't make it exactly like Star Trek 4. They have to, copy my homework, but change it a little bit so it's not the same.
Star Trek 4 was good.
If you thought they were inspired by this, it's like they saw the trailer.
Yeah. You never actually saw the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they saw the trailer for Back to the Future and thought, hey, I don't like the incest, but you know what we need? Mental illness.
Oh man. Well, I mean, like I said, that's where I think they wanted to go with it. That's why they did it, because they wanted to make this is going to be our next generation Star Trek 4, and this is going to hit, and people are going to love it because we're going to put the Borg in it, and we're going to have a weird thing with the Borg, and it's going to work so well. People are going to remember this forever, and they're going to love it. And then instead, it was like, oh god, no. All right. Let us move on to redeeming features.
Well, let's see I'd love to hear what the comments are saying.
Oh, yes. I'll take care of that.
Remember the people who are watching us right now. I'd love to hear what they thought of this episode, because we could be completely wrong.
Yeah, no, they agree. The anguish was on point.
We're dealing with some stuff tonight. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I don't think we're supposed to remember that Picard is the sense. See, yeah, I thought so. I think they were
recap,
like,
they did show the paddles hitting him in the recap.
Well, you certainly remember. He's a robot.
Yeah. Star Trek has always been its best when it's Law and Order TNG. Our good buddy Matt.
Yes, I love that. I love the idea of that.
Yeah, I forget universe. Port a la Brady was sadly misused. That is Lars, right?
Yes.
Oh,
we got you.
Again, really, Guinan's presence in the season. What does it bring?
No, right there.
Rios was the best as a hologram.
When he's not Romeo Rios.
Yeah.
And now he's like telenovela Rios.
Yeah, this is so true. Yeah. Rest in peace, Annie Wersham.
Yes, absolutely.
She was
definitely
very good.
A highlight of the season. Definitely.
I wonder if she would have popped up in season 3 if she hadn't passed.
No doubt.
As a
I think they would have continued her on for sure.
Yeah. Can you honestly tell me that you would ever rewatch season 2 of Picard just for fun?
No, money has to be involved.
Liz with another Sheen whoopee. Oh, that's great.
Complete with the knowledge they've probably stolen your credit card information.
Yeah, exactly. She's
it's just so jarring, her performance, right? It's so not like Guinan at all.
I have to bring up this picture. I know I flashed it earlier, but I've got to. Oh gosh, where did it go? Hold on. This picture right here. When has Guinan ever made a face like that before? Never.
Yeah, she was very stoic in TNG.
Yeah. Look at the thumbnail I did for this one. There's a great picture of her as well. Look at her face with that.
Yeah.
When is she giving the cute grin?
Yeah. All right. D-Man. But it was also filmed during the pandemic, and sets were strict with COVID protocols and vaccine mandates, etc.
D-Man, we love you. We love you, but it's no excuse for shitty script. And it's a shitty script.
Yeah.
We need a machete cut of Picard. I agree, because I've said before, this 10-episode season should have been 3 episodes.
Yeah.
My figure of the universe, those who say it should do it. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, you're really good at stuff like that. So, this episode did answer a question about robots dream of electric sheep. Nope, they dream about Gaius Baltar. That's perfect.
That's pretty great.
Nope. And then, of course,
something about mechanical people, fantasizing about Gaius Baltar. I don't know.
Yeah. Hi, guys. It was great to finally meet you two. I heart Jason Roy Gaston's John Lennon sunglasses. You're channeling his inner space hippie.
Well, thank you very much, little lady. I do appreciate that.
Oh, God,
I'm gonna go get a girlfriend. It's going to completely ruin the show now.
We already had dealt with that. So let's go into the next section. Do you think Janeway was like, you know what? I'm going to have salamander babies with that?
I'm sure she was thinking of it. I mean, you saw her eyebrows kind of go up like that, like, ooh. Yeah, take that tongue out, baby. Ooh.
Yeah, right. Shout out to Thomas Cipron. He was the special effects guy behind that. He killed it for that episode.
Yes, thank you for that. I was able to make a bumper out of it.
Emmy winning.
That's right.
Star Trek Voyager Threshold. It won an Emmy.
All right.
I'm kind of surprised Monsters didn't win an Emmy, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
Apparently they're just chucking them at episodes like here.
Let us then talk about redeeming features. For me, the best redeeming features, I really like the soundtrack. The intro music was really pretty. So I really appreciated that.
Played it 6 other times before this episode, so isn't that a redeeming feature for the whole season, really?
Yeah, that's a season redeeming feature. I feel like they tried to tackle a subject that they couldn't really tackle properly, and I appreciate the effort. So I'll give them a tick for that. That is the maybe spousal and child abuse and mental health. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, so kudos to you, Star Trek Picard, for trying to tackle that. My co-host don't agree.
Of our host are individual and on his basis, his opinion.
Are you putting up a disclaimer on me? I'm getting disclaimered. I'm telling you, Mike.
Hold on, my face is frozen and cringe. Yeah. Hold on.
We distance ourselves from Joe.
Have you ever cringed so much you've cramped? Ow.
Oh man. And then seeing Gaius Baltar was hilarious. It was not hilarious because he ended up being who he was, but it was interesting because like Picard's mom could have just put her hand out and like stopped him. I don't understand why they, had the whole shenanigans with him in the catacombs. It was rough, very rough, very rough. Other redeeming features would be, I do like the banter between 7 and 9 and Raffi. That is some of the better stuff going on, but it was still kind of flat in this episode. But guys, I'm trying to
pick these buddy cop movies deliver better lines than what they had to say.
But that's their whole MO in this season. They were the buddy cop buddies.
Yeah, but that makes it why it's shitty.
Yeah.
That's why it's crap, because of that. Because they both deserve better than what they were being delivered on their sides each morning at their trailer. They deserve better than what they were given.
Season 3 was great because they broke them up.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
VHS Jace. Redeeming features.
James Callis. Like, I know it. Yes, I'm not happy where it goes storyline, but just to see James Callis back, and I thought he can match it with Patrick Stewart in performance-wise.
Yes.
There. So there is a nerdy part of me that goes, it's cool to see him. It actually, seeing him in a Star Trek uniform did say to me, damn, that really suits him well.
Right.
Like, he would have been great in one of the shows being a regular. Because I like him. I also like that there's a bit of a touch of reverse in this, because the role that he's kind of playing early in this reminds me of him being on the other side of the fence than he was in the first season of Battlestar Galactica, where he's the one being manipulated. And he's the one manipulating early part. So I don't know if that was just pure luck, because I don't trust the writing to be clever enough to include that. But that was it. Besides that, I got nothing else. Nothing positive to say besides that.
Would it have been epic if he was like the main villain, like a Q siphoning off Q's power? And I think that would have been epic. No.
You know what I think? I think what we wanted is what they kind of did in the beginning should have been a mirror universe season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we kind of got that teased in the first or second episode with all the Ferengi heads and stuff, but yeah, we never got that.
Nope. Did TNG ever do a mirror universe? No, right?
Nope.
No, it's famously not.
Deep Space Nine did a few, but Voyager didn't. Enterprise did. Discovery did. No one else did.
All right.
Enterprise did the best.
Yeah, Enterprise was really good, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Jason. Roy Gaston.
It ended. No, I thought the kid had the best lines. The little kid.
I want to touch everything.
That one about I'm going to touch everything. I liked that, and I liked the whole whenever Teresa was griping out Rios in Spanish. He's sitting there and he goes, "Oh, you didn't even say any of the good curse words."
Yeah.
And I'm just
he did have some of the best one-liners.
Yeah, he did, and he was like, every time the kid was there, I'm like, "Oh," and then of course they're brought to the ship, and I'm like, "Oh."
Now, did it bother you? Mhm.
Tell me the second that Rios beams those two to the ships, you're just thinking, this dude's career is over. He's off the show. He's done.
Yes, 100%. It was
Like,
the
even
moment I went, he's
even
not
if
going to be
they
back.
even if they made it back to the future with him, Picard would be like, okay, very good job, everyone. Except you, Rio, you messed everything up. You're going to the brig.
Mm.
Yeah.
Season
at that
3
moment,
of Picard,
I-
we visit Rios in the brig.
And I like my figure universe said before, the best version of Rios, we get none of it. We get none of the holograms.
I wish
Yeah.
we
It was the
could do
most
holograms in
interesting
season 3.
thing about that character was the use of the holograms to help run the ship.
Right.
And now he's, like I said, he's left to being what, telenovela actor.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys think that, they did a reverse Star Trek 4 because they had the woman from the 80s that went into the future to help out the whales. And then, this is the reverse where he goes in the past and stays with the past folks.
I could see the touches of it. I could see they're stealing it because they had no ideas of their own.
It's the reverse Star Trek 4, and that Star Trek 4 was good, and they reversed that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Again, that's what I got from this episode. It was like they were trying to do some type of Star Trek 4 time travel episode, and it just didn't work.
Maybe they should have watched it a couple more times because
maybe.
the whales better line deliveries.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
This needs more Q.
This needs more everything else. All right. Are we firing at Will?
No, we're not firing wheels. Wrong show, dickheads.
Oh, yes.
Aftermath.
We were just talking about you. Everybody hates you. Congratulations.
Yes, that's what.
That's to the production team of this week's episode.
Yes.
Everybody to the wheel for spinning this episode. Okay, I'm going to take the initiative here because I have to go first because I have to get this rage off my chest.
Here we go.
So I see this episode as an ultimate betrayal because, I'm going to get emotional here, and I'm sorry, but I don't know if you guys know the story of Patrick Stewart's childhood, that his father was abusive.
Yeah.
His father was incredibly abusive, and he tells the story all the time. And to the point that people have come up to him at conventions and said, my parents were abusive too, and your story convinced me that it was not my fault, or your story convinced me I needed to get out of that situation. And as you said, Patrick Stewart was signing off on these episodes. And so I do not understand why Patrick Stewart was sign off on an episode that said that his dad was not responsible and it was his mom's fault. I do not understand that, and it pisses me off.
Ooh.
It does. It makes me viscerally angry. This is the first episode I've ever seen on this show that has made me viscerally angry. And looking back at where the entire season went, this episode is even worse.
Oh,
You know what? I think it's even worse, Jason, of this is the fact they imply subtly that his father was abusive, but it was okay.
Yeah, it was
Right.
okay because his mom had issues.
What?
What?
Mhm.
What the actual hell?
yeah.
Yeah, so
I
that's
can't believe in
that's it.
2022 that was allowed to be
Yeah.
delivered and filmed,
yeah,
and edited and screened.
And I know that the build up to this season, spoiler alert, by the way, was that Picard was feeling guilt because his mother committed suicide. You can still do that. You can still do that storyline if you so wished, but not forgive the abuser. Do not forgive the abuser, because we had actually seen Picard's dad in a TNG episode, and he was a vocally abusive old man in that episode. He was mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't understand why they retroactively made him almost like a behind the scenes hero. Like, oh, I was protecting you from her this whole time. That is gaslighting talking right there.
Yeah.
And I am shocked and angered that this was allowed to happen to this episode, because to me, right here is where this season completely lost me. It was done. I was done with this episode.
It's definitely the episode where all the House of Cards just topples on itself, right?
Yes,
Because
I
it
agree.
does not bounce back from here.
No, it gets progressively worse. I mean, the last scene in the last episode between him and Q was very touching, but
it was, but it was
But
also
why was
very
you dying?
yeah,
Why
we
was
never
he
under,
dying? We never found out.
yeah.
Just
like I
because.
said, just because. And also, like I said earlier, nothing is consequential in this. I don't understand what we're supposed to get out of digging into the storyline about Jean-Luc Picard. How are we more enlightened by this character finding this information out? Like, what are we supposed to take from it? I can't figure that out.
Q wanted to bang Picard. And we already knew that.
We knew that. We've had scenes of them in bed together. It's fine. You know, it was one of my older bumpers. Yeah, look, and that's why I think it's stunning that we got another season. It is so stunning that they went, all right, we'll give you one more go. Thank God they did.
It was so good that last season.
Yeah, there was no consequence to this season at all. I mean, even the one character they kill off comes back at the end.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Oh, look, Raffi, I'm okay. I can be in the third season. Oh, Elnor. Oh. No, we're getting Frakes back. No.
We don't need. We'll go sit down over there, lad. We'll blow you up off screen. We'll blow you up. Yeah.
Do you think I don't think they would have blown up Elnor. I don't.
No, he probably got Borgified though.
Yeah, he was probably Borgified. He was down there in the Starfleet Academy commissary going, your chicken McNuggets will be assimilated.
Would you like barbecue, sweet and sour? Yeah, it's awful. It's a joke. You know what? If I hadn't had to go back and watch this, the memory of it would have still been on, oh, I hate that season.
Yep.
But now, after we're forced to go back to it, watch it again, I despise that season.
This episode.
I will never watch another frame of that season unless we have to for this show. It will never be done in pleasure.
And all I can say is if we have to for this show, damn this show.
We don't have any more episodes of season 2 on the wheel, do we?
No.
Not yet. But we could just put
yeah, we got to replace this one.
I'm sure one of you sadomasochistic.
Yeah.
Have to, guys.
Binge the entire second season.
That's not how we sound at all. You met us in person. You spent time with us.
I hate to tell you, that's exactly how you sound.
It's not how I sound.
Nice to meet you. Oh my God, what? Good day, mate. It's me, Jason Maxwell. Wow. That's what you sound like from up here.
God damn it. Bad enough I had to put up with the yapping dog for 4 days.
Yeah.
I had to put up with yapping here in the subway system.
Oh,
my duck every time he walked into it.
No, I have to tell everybody this. I had no idea that they don't have squirrels in Australia. This man saw squirrels in Central Park, and he was like a 5-year-old kid. He's like, "Is that a squirrel? Is that a squirrel?" And it just, I loved it. That was the.
Did I say it like that? Did I say it's a squirrel?
It's a squirrel.
It's a squirrel.
Squirrel.
Oh my God! There's more of them. They're everywhere.
Squirrels everywhere. Crikey.
And God forbid we don't get demonetized. I don't even know if we're demonetized.
We never monetize them.
Holy fuck, that's a squirrel. How cool is that? And there's another squirrel. There's a buttload of squirrels. This is all creatures. And I won't have you disparage New York squirrels, all right?
They're
my
adorable.
friends.
They are
now.
adorable. I love the way they try to warn you off with their little tails going, and you're just like, oh my God.
You know what I love about New York?
Is that a squirrel? Crikey, is that Jason Atwell?
They know who their new Lord and Master is. They know it. But pigeons I love because pigeons walk around in New York like they're New Yorkers. Like they won't get out, they'll be, I'm walking here. They got an attitude about them. They're amazing.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Rock pigeons, by the way, because my CCAP identified them. It's the first bird that I've ever identified on my app, and I'm very happy.
Very good.
Thank you, New York.
Cool. We went way off cattle there. What's the comment saying, John?
All right, yeah, let's see.
What are we talking about squirrels? What's a squirrel?
I gotta say honestly, if I was a big time famous actor and they came to me and said, hey, we want you in Star Trek, and my only demand was to wear a DS9 uniform. I hear that.
Season 1 to 4 or 4 to 7?
Probably 4 to 7.
It was the Deep Space Nine jumpsuit. It was the black and the blue, which I thought was kind of interesting that they went with that.
Yeah, James Callis in the uniform is a dream come true for sure.
He was pretty rad, wasn't it? I really liked that. I did like seeing him in the Starfleet getup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see the ep yet, but between Electric Love and his singing, I feel like we should dim the lights here.
Electric Love. He does. Somebody get me the picture of the Muppet because it looks pretty close, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's about right because Chase is a bit of a living Muppet. So
yeah, a reverse Star Trek 4 makes sense because it was good and this wasn't. Yeah. Oh yeah, we said the same thing at about the same time. Jinxies. My figure was it could have been worse. The little kid's name could have been George. His mom name could have been Grace. This is a joke there. I'm missing him for some reason. Jez 16, good to see you again, buddy. Rios was severely underutilized this season and totally character assassinated. It's like the writers forgot who he was.
I love that. Totally character assassinated. It's perfect.
I enjoyed Rios up until they went back into the. I enjoyed him through the first season. I enjoyed him the first couple of episodes in the second season, and then they went back in time. It's like he became a complete dope. Yeah, he was great, and it was great to see that. It's great to see that Latin representation on screen because I love the fact that his catchphrase was "Dame." I love that. The fact he's got a cigar. It's like it makes no sense because humans don't smoke in the future, but I like to think that it's like not really a cigar. It's like a hologram, and he just does it to look cool.
Yeah. My Figure Universe says, "See, this show is educational. I didn't know that about squirrels in Australia either."
Do you think squirrels would survive in an Australian outback?
The snakes and spiders would have gotten them.
The
ones that survived would be punched by kangaroos. The kangaroos just pick them up, just boom, boom, boom.
Jesus Christ!
You're on the wrong turf there, little fluffy tail.
But don't you guys have like a really cute like mouse rat or something like that? Like,
yeah, we have bilbies.
Yeah.
Bilby Baggins.
Bilby's are cute, man. They're super cute. They have big ears and they like little mouse creatures and they're nice and they're friendly. Not rude.
I don't trust them.
Oh,
whenever an Australian tells me one of their wildlife is friendly, I just don't trust it.
If you ever read the
Starfleet, it's friendly.
I'm not going to deny it.
If you ever read the Starfleet Academy books, Picard's dad is a real dick to him there too.
He's just a total dick.
Yeah.
And again,
I was protecting you the whole time. No.
Veruca Salt's voice. And then My Figure Universe gave it to me. Thank you. Grace, George, and Grace are the name of the whales from so if those kids
much better performers than what was on this show this week.
Okay. Thank you, My Figure Universe. That is a great catch. Yes. Amazing. All right.
Think of something else. I think it's an abbreviation for something.
Let's talk about Trek Long Island.
Yeah, we can definitely. Let's have a chat about that for sure.
This was the first time that you got to go to one of our famous American diners.
Yeah, that was that was after one of the first nights.
That was night one. Yeah, I'm actually wearing glasses because I had to read the menu.
The food was great. The service was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's got one of the best rated diners around. Of course, this was our.
I left my hamburger in your refrigerator, so I hope you enjoyed it.
No, I can't eat meat, so.
God, I hope Teddy enjoyed it.
Yeah, Teddy loved it. Thank you. Teddy appreciate it. Now that those guys that smell like cats are gone. This was from our stupid Star Trek questions panel.
Yeah, this is as everyone's kind of half left at this point, and I went, "No one's taking a picture of it." So selfie and
a lot of people.
The dude in the Enterprise jumpsuit with the Captain's Quadrant badge, he was my favorite.
I wanted to steal his jumpsuit. That was a great uniform. Those Enterprise uniforms really pop in person. They really do.
I was never a fan of them on the TV show, but in person they look great.
Yeah.
So Jace got to hang out with Ethan Phillips. We both did.
Where was I during all this?
Yeah, we tried to get you in there, but apparently New York traffic said no.
Yeah, I was on my way, screaming out the window, Ethan, wait!
Of course, we have our first meeting. This is the first day we all got together.
That was one of the panels. That first panel live show together.
On both of you guys, that's crazy.
What's that?
What?
I said I have like 6 inches on both of you guys. That's crazy.
I wouldn't say 6. I would say like 4.
I'm hunched over.
I'm hunched over. Thanks. Way to really knock somebody when they're short. Yeah, this is an amazing moment. We're all wearing Captain's Quadrant t-shirts, and then if Jace would have come earlier, Jason Roygaston would have arrived earlier. He could have been in the new logo with us.
Yeah.
That would have been really fun.
I would have tossed it on. I ain't afraid of going topless for a second. I got a nice.
I had it in the bag.
You weren't going to be afraid, but the rest of us were.
That would have been a real agony booth right there.
Yeah. So this was we were just having a blast after the
great photo. I think Liz took this.
Yeah,
photo.
These are Liz's photos. She did phenomenal work taking these photos. So really appreciate that.
We weren't smart enough to take our own photos.
Yeah, we were just caught in the moment.
Oh, there we go.
This is VHS Jace with the amazing Tara Serling, who was
so sweet.
Very nice lady. She's Canadian. She's a good Canadian person. So.
And to be honest with you, a little bit of a crush because when she was on Discovery as that Vulcan,
she's phenomenal.
I said to her, what I said to her in person, I said, what was really amazing about her performance in that show was she was behaving, her words were very, like an ambassador. She was saying one thing, but her eyes were telling this parallel but deeper story at the same time.
Yeah.
I hope to see her in a lot more stuff.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I hope to see her in Academy personally. Oh, yeah. There's me beatboxing.
So what you want? So this is at the
about him being the
I thought my rendition of Rap God was really good personally.
This is Jason Roygaston. This is a stupid Star Trek questions panel, which is one of our best. And of course we got to get to the fun pictures, like when VHS Jace met Klingon Pop Warrior.
That was fantastic.
I was shocked she greeted me like that. But
and she kicked you to the ground. I remember that was amazing.
When we left, her and J.G. Hertzler were engaged in Klingon opera, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah,
which you can see on Instagram. It's fantastic.
It's really wonderful. Make sure you go follow Klingon Pop Warrior. She's amazing. Yeah. And there's me. There's me showcasing our Discovery season 5 with our good friend D-Man. We were showing a lot of our shows on a stand with an iPad, which I thought was Jace's. So when I came home and you left on the plane, I was like, oh no. And then I realized, oh wait, no, he didn't have an iPad. So
I've got that on the plane.
What's that?
Oh, you said that up at the stand. No, the actual iPad,
yeah.
But it was a good way rather than people having to come up and just go, who the hell are you guys? It's like, this is who we are. Watch the screen.
Exactly. There was a lovely woman that knew Jason Roygaston and was very intrigued by VHS Jace. And it would turn out that she worships at the church up the block from the church that I worship at in Newark, New Jersey.
And she had a wonderful stall.
Yeah, she had a wonderful stall who made the coolest, most inventive, gorgeous hats.
Yeah,
they were like alien themed. There was one that was themed to Under the Sea. I went over there and looked at them right after we took this picture. They're just fantastic. She had some Star Trek ones, but she said that she sold them, which is a shame because I would have worn it all day.
There you go. What a fantastic person. She came to both of our panels, the Stupid Star Trek questions and the Agony booth. So that was awesome.
She didn't leave. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. And of course, we got to meet Sean Ferrick in person.
An absolutely lovely human being, by the way. He is every bit as nice in person as he is on YouTube. So
yes.
In other words, he was tolerant of us. So that's the best thing we can say to him. He put up with us.
He did his disgust quite well.
He did. He looked like he threw up in the mouth when he was talking to me at one point. But yes, this is my favorite photo I've ever. You know why? It's just because. Well, they think I'm throwing up on it. No, I'm just about to devour my butt bug.
Yes.
But look at the face that Sean made. He is delighted at the potential horror I'm about to go through.
Yes.
And for that, my favorite photo of all time.
Yes, and it was so amazing that he ended up. You gave that butt bug to him, and he then gave that butt bug to Elias Jufexis from Star Trek Discovery.
He enjoyed it. He
Really enjoyed it, and he was talking about that on Twitter today. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah. And of course, I would be remiss if not to talk about the panel that we had with Ethan Phillips and the producer from Star Trek Voyager. They are doing a documentary.
You know, I'm cut out. I'm actually in that interview, but I was cut out, unfortunately.
Yeah, Liz did a great job.
As well, I'm like 20 miles down the road at this point.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm asking questions. I get cut out of the photo, but
that's but don't fret, Jace, because we got a great moment of you singing to the audience in that same moment.
And over there, and I saw a squirrel. Jurati.
Oh man! And then of course I got to hang out with Sean.
Still obsessed with the butt bug.
Yes, he loves that. I think that was the highlight of his trip right there.
It wasn't the highlight of your trip, the butt bug, because you got angry at me.
I didn't
giving him away.
I wanted to save them because they were.
They're like, you're giving them away to kids. What is wrong with you? I'm like, God forbid, I want to make kids happy.
We are spreading the gospel of the butt bug, and I could not be happier.
Yeah. Of course, we got to do our live Agony booth, and Ursula Bryant joined us in that. She had a great time.
Favorite photo.
Yeah.
Because you look at the photo, I'm in a deep conversation with Ursula. And we're really getting to the core of, her performance and the legacy and all that kind of thing. And there's Joe basically going, when is he going to shut up?
That's not what I was doing.
He's never going to shut up.
I was in deep thought trying to remember what I was going to say about my grandfather, who had a similar experience as an African-American watching Star Trek. So that was
you're right. Around that subject matter we were kind of talking about is like, from a little guy, a little white kid from Adelaide, how do I understand that kind of lived experience? So it was really enlightening for me to try to understand like her perspective growing up, seeing herself represented, and then being part of a person that was showing more diversity in television around that time.
Yeah.
It was amazing. She's a wonderful woman.
Absolutely. And then, of course, we would not be remiss if we didn't talk about the great podcast meetup. That was the Saturday morning.
I wasn't invited.
Neither was I.
You didn't. It was one representation from every podcast. So it was one.
Do you remember being asked if you're the one who wanted to do it, Jace? Because I don't.
No, I was not asked one bit. You know what? We have our own podcast, and we didn't even get an invitation.
Well, I mean, Trek long enough, guys. It's okay. We were there with Trekcast, the big sci-fi podcast, Computer Resume, Sci-Fi Sisters, Strange New Pod, us, Captain's Quadrant, represented by the illustrious Joe Dove. You're welcome, gentlemen. We've got Trek Geeks right next to me. That's Bill, is a fantastic guy. The Green Shirt Podcast, also Open Pike Night. And we've got Trek Untold, Matthew Kapowitz, who was the director of the whole program. He killed it. He did a great job. And, of course, Duras. The Duras sisters, Ashlyn from the Duras sisters was there. We had a great time talking about Star Trekking and how we do podcasting in Star Trek. And a lot of them actually diversify. They have kind of like a setup like you guys have on your channel, which is a little bit of everything, like a smorgasbord.
Hey, I don't know about that. I think we're very specific in what we do with the Jason Roy Gaston channel. It's a great Jason Roy Gaston channel. Still haven't been paid yet, but I'll keep calling it great until I do.
Yeah. All right.
We did forget somebody though. I'm kind of surprised he didn't have his picture up, but we met Star Trek guy.
Oh my
God! How did we not do that?
We got to meet the amazing Star Trek guy.
Another absolutely lovely individual who is taller than I am.
Whoa, he is a tall dude.
Guy. Yeah. And I want to also give a shout out to his mum, who absolutely
she's great
as well. And she's a Trekkie too. She's a nerd as well.
Yeah.
And he really has a lot of fun as well. So that's really sweet to see mother and son sharing in something like that. And we all bow to Star Trek guy's greatness.
Yes.
He's awesome.
I tried to get him to give me something next time he does a prize thing, but I have to do it fairly, apparently. It has to be fair on everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
I got a little moopsie from him.
Yeah, I got a little moopsie
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
you all. I hate
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Sadie
not
was
even gonna
also
get
in the
into
house
the
with us.
truth of that.
He was having a good time barking the hell out of you
Go
guys.
check out Instagram after the show. I'm going to put up a video that kind of behind the scenes truth.
Yeah, I'll put that up. Yeah, a great video, by the way. You guys come back anytime. And just one last round from our friends there in the.
Yeah, we're going to be back. I'm already
We'll
starting
be
to
back.
plan my
I'll be
stuff
back next year. Yeah, I'm saving my pennies and dimes. I will be there.
Yeah.
Great pictures.
Yes.
She was so nice. I wish I got info on her. That's for Ursuline. I'd like to meet Sean one day. You got to come to Trek Long Island.
Dude.
Yeah, he's a really cool
He's
dude.
one of us.
He's planning on being at Star Trek Las Vegas, which I'm going to be at. So
yeah, make sure you. Yeah, you did good handing out those cards this one too. So I'm gonna make sure give you out some more cards.
What do you mean? He didn't do shit. What do you mean?
No, at the one of the panels, he was like literally got up and handed out cards. It was like, oh, awesome.
Oh yeah, you did.
yeah.
I
got up while you were on your butt, like passing out stuff, being proactive, and you're saying, "I saw a squirrel tonight."
Oh, well, I didn't notice because that's when the show got good. So that's why I didn't notice.
Oh man.
No, actually, I will say Chase saved the Agony booth panel, folks. To be really honest with you guys, it doesn't translate from this to live, and we learnt that in real time.
Yeah.
And thank God for Jason, who was totally prepared and made it funny. And then in my desperate attempt, it's like, well, we have Ursula and Brian here. Let's find out about Ursula.
Yeah.
Which was probably the right instinct, but it was
Absolutely
still a great show.
Yeah.
But I think Star Trek questions, stupid Star Trek questions, blew me away the level of engagement that everybody had.
Almost everybody asked questions
that we have here that we were kind of asked, what was it, 2 weeks beforehand, could we do it, or 3 weeks, could we do another panel? And I thought, well, that may work. Thinking maybe 3 or 4 people show up. But no, it was a full room and it was a blast. And it was, you just realize how twisted we all are as Trek fans.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. Being asked were amazingly cool.
And I also have to say that we have something planned for next year.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we got some big things for next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
When is it coming out, Joe?
The Voyager documentary is coming out sometime later this year. It is finished, isn't finished yet, but My Figure Universe did receive a backer update last week, and they're shooting this fall.
Oh, sorry. I thought the other thing was like, when are the videos of what we did coming out?
Yeah, who cares about the Voyager documentary?
Yeah, who cares about that?
Because we interviewed Ethan.
This was asking about us.
No, so I am uploading the video to send to VHS Jace today because you have that cool tool to brighten the background. I do it gets very noisy. So if you wouldn't mind,
I'll lighten it up and then I'll send it back for you.
Okay, that's fine. And then the Ethan panel, we are getting our copy because my camera crapped out. We're getting our copy in the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for those videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. Love the Moopsie. And did you guys get your stickers? Yes, they did. So
I got my stickers. I got a heap of stuff when I was over there. Actually.
Yeah.
If I'd known that we were going to talk about it, I would have shown all the stuff.
Yeah.
A couple of my favorite things, actually not even Star Trek related, but I'll be sharing that online soon.
Yeah.
It's a gift from my friend
And I
Jason.
supplied the gentleman with wonderful Star Trek shirts that luckily VHS Jace wore today.
I wore it today, even though you can't see below here for good reason.
He's Winnie the Pooh in it. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up for this week. We've got an exciting announcement for next week. We got 2 exciting announcements. We're going to
you kind of put it out there. You can't really leave them with a tease now. We are having a live episode next Friday, but we'll be putting out a bonus episode.
Correct.
I thought you said the week after, Joe.
Yeah, the week after. The following week, we're going to put out a bonus episode. We're going to push that all over the internet next week. So be on the lookout for that. And then we're going to have a special guest next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are they watching, Joe?
Oh, we'll find out as we now do the impossible and spin the wheel of agony. Before you spin the wheel, I just want to say, you know how epic that music is?
I'm so
Well done.
cross with this wheel.
You'd forgotten then, hadn't you? You were just about to end the show then.
No. I didn't forget because I saw it at the queue. I was like, all right, let me segue, because we got to figure out what we're going to join our special guest next week to watch. I got to text her and tell her what we're going to see.
It's got this man in it because anytime he's in the episode, it's amazing.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yep. And as you can see, I love the fact you're under Wolf because he's just thinking about Alexander right now. It's just great.
Who?
All right.
Because they're like,
we've had to add something new this week.
Yes. What was the new ad?
New one is one that blew me away that Jason said we have never done, and I would have sworn Black and Blue we talked about this episode, but the Naked Now has been added.
Oh, I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, Get Naked Now.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, no.
Wait,
The Naked. Oh, no. Oh.
What's the Naked Now? I don't remember.
Do you remember the classic Trek episode where they get that virus that makes them all act like drunk and without their inhibitions?
Yeah. No.
I haven't had the comfort
did a version
of
of
a
it,
man.
and it was bad.
Oh, wow.
Remember? Tasha goes, I haven't had a comfort in a man for so long.
Wow. No, I don't remember this one.
It's the one where Data gets. It's the one where Data and Yar. It's the one where Yar practices data entry, if you know what I mean.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a little bit dirty.
It's a bit naughty.
It's a bit.
Here we go. Let's spin the wheel.
All right, let's spin the wheel.
Here we go. Hey, Agony will. Whoa! No, we didn't land on that.
It didn't
I
work.
apologize, guys.
No, what have you done?
We're gonna. Well, let's get the synopsis. If you just keep going, I'll get the Naked Down one.
There we go.
There we go. The wheel has been spun.
Okay. So ready? 3, 2, 1. Press and stop. Now the wheel's looking a bit wonky. I like it. There we go. Genesis
is episode forbidden.
Jason, read the synopsis.
When a new torpedo guidance system malfunctions, Picard and Data go chasing after it into an asteroid field, while the crew is left behind to deal with their own strange behaviors.
Bum, bum, bum.
That gives out very little about what this episode is about.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, because there's a lot more to this episode than that.
Woo! Gates, you want to direct an episode, huh? We'll take this one.
And who will, sorry, Joe, did you say who our special guest will be for that episode of Genesis?
Philippi, right? Next week.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Who we met at Trek.
Wonderful person.
An amazing performer, and had the best cosplay, I reckon. Well, she's definitely in the top 2 or 3 cosplayers, definitely there that week.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I love.
There was that Borg. I have to give that Borg a shout out. It was a great
He
Borg.
was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Philippa was fantastic. Always looked amazing. Every costume she had, incredible.
Yep.
So
All
it'd be
right.
great. And she's funny. She's amazing. So it'd be great to have her on the show.
Yes, and it's going to be great because this is her Tashiar's in this one, featured quite heavily. So that'll be good. Yeah, because that's who she was the first day. She was Tashiar. No, not Tashiar.
7 of 9.
She was Troy.
Troy?
Deanna Troy.
Oh,
Deanna
yeah,
Troy.
right.
Yeah, Deanna Troy is
She
featured
was-
heavily in this.
She was post what's her name? Troy. She's post angry Ronnie Cox. Troy.
Yes.
What's his name? Ronnie Cox. Jellicoe.
Oh, Jellicoe. Yes.
I call it post Jellicoe Troy because after that she dresses back in the
Jellicoe
Starfleet.
Yeah,
Dressing back in a proper Starfleet uniform.
that's correct. Jess says the Naked Now is when Tasha bangs Data. Okay.
Bingo.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
But I said data entry.
Data entry. God, I hate that episode.
Imagine if they called the episode that.
Data entry. That is really funny. That is definitely an episode I usually skip. It's the one where Barclay becomes a spider, I think. Yes, Genesis is the one where Barclay becomes a spider.
I have thoughts on this episode, but I'm going to let people wait.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Dick Jones.
Definitely going to be fun to watch that one again. I'm glad we spun that one, actually.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give us a like, a share. Share with your friends. Share with a couple of your friends. Let them know how fun we are. Share it with your enemies. Yes, we're going to have a stupid Star Trek question. So ask your stupid Star Trek questions in the comments. And then next week, we will present them to everybody in the chat and whoever's watching live.
We want to do it for the bonus episode, Will, with the guest that we're going to have. So send them through, because in that bonus episode, trust me, guys, you want this person to answer your stupid Star Trek question.
Yes.
For sure.
This
And
person
also,
is...
before we go, happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride Month.
Yep.
Indeed,
And
yes.
what's the saying, Jace? Because I always stuff it up. Infinite diversities with infinite possibilities. Is that it? Or did I
Oh
screw
my
that up?
God, no.
Screwed it up.
Infinite diversity with infinite combinations. Idic, you plebeian. What the heck?
Thank you for sorting that out. But
This one's infinite squirrels.
Trek, all right?
Yes.
Infinite
Asshole,
diversity
just
with
love
infinite
everybody.
squirrels.
Infinite squirrels. Yay.
Oh, that's it. I can go with it.
I can't believe you like squirrels that much. It's amazing. All right, guys. Till next
Squirrels
week.
are awesome. I love
Problem
it.
with what's your problem with squirrels? That's the bigger question.
No.
Well, you don't.
If you don't like squirrels, you're nuts.
Ooh, I like that.
They burrow into your roof when you have a sheetrock house.
You know what? One of them got into my car and like chewed up some wires. I still love them.
Just got little hands to do it.
Yeah,
No, that's why. Yeah.
there's something. All right, guys. Till next week. Thank you so much for watching.